to ask a question or two before we close. But go ahead, very brief.
So briefly, I think industry was engaged with government when CFETS was created. I think one of the problems happened is after the law went into place, then government kind of went into this quiet period where that engagement kind of stopped. And maybe that's where, when we move forward with this, we got to make sure that engagement stays at a high level all the way through.
Good point. Senator Johnson.
Thank you. I want to drill down on the liability protection issue. I mean, right now, it seems to me that we are erring on the side of, limited liability protection or no liability protection. As a result, we're not getting the information that everybody believes is absolutely crucial if we're going to protect, provide cybersecurity. Correct?
I would add that a lot of information is already being shared through our CISP programs, which
but not
are
enough.
Partnerships. There's more. And coming from the other side, I know why some of those lawyers want liability protection.
So let me complete my question. What would be wrong with erring on the side of too much liability protection so we get the information, so we complete this urgent need to provide greater cybersecurity? What would be wrong in just erring on the side of maybe too much liability protection? What's the cost? What's the damage in doing that, other than to the trial lawyers?
So yeah, that's hard for me as a nerd, not a lawyer, but I'm open to have the conversation. Again, you know my goal. It's to bring all the information together, and I need to work with our experts in the administration and in Congress to understand with our folks at NIST and DHS.
But again, if we provide too much liability protection, that means companies won't be able to be sued as readily. Correct? I mean,
we don't want companies getting sued. No, we don't. We want information shared. I need.
But that's why would we withhold a broader level of liability protection other than for that reason?
I need to understand all the legal issues around that, and again, engage with our administration.
Let's just walk through when companies get sued, who pays for that. I just want so people understand. If a company gets sued, and they pay a big old fine to the federal government or a great big class action suit, who really bears the cost of that litigation?
We absolutely all do, and the bad guys win. It's a terrible situation.
We all do. I mean, so yes. Every consumer ends up paying higher prices, correct?
Absolutely. It's a terrible situation.
Now, who benefits from that liability? I mean, when somebody's sued successfully, who benefits? Certainly the trial lawyers on contingency fee, they make a lot of money, correct?
Probably so.
And then every now and again, when it's a class action, the members in that class might get, a couple pennies.
I actually don't know.
Well, that's really, in effect, what happens. So again, I just want us to be really realistic in terms of what is happening here. By not providing broader liability protection, we are putting our cyber assets at risk. And what we're doing is we're protecting the ability of trial lawyers to get big old fees. Generally, the class action plaintiffs get very little. And when we do have these huge settlements, it's American consumers overall that pay the higher costs.
And this is why the adversary is winning, because they have no lawyers in
so again, I think it's just important that we understand what's happening when we refuse to provide broader liability protection so we can actually get the information that we need to provide cybersecurity.
And that's why we need to have a conversation before anybody refuses anything. But again, we need the experts from the science side, the legal side, the administration to find that balance, because we don't want to err on the side of not honoring the privacy and civil liberties that we're all here to fight to keep.
I understand. Again, I appreciate your willingness to serve your nation in this capacity. I think your kind of background, your willingness to come from the private sector, a very lucrative job, I'm sure, in the private sector, to really address this challenge is just really appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.